though I really had a deep understanding of the science of health and nutrition, I still struggled with applying a lot of these tools to my life. Hello, my friends, it's Danny, and today I want to chat with you all about mindset, specifically the mindset shift that I had years ago that really helped me to lose weight sustainably once and for all. Now, I had lost it prior to this, but I always did it yo-yo diet style. So I would lose it and gain it back and lose it and gain it back. And then something really shifted for me, and that's what we're going to chat about today. But before we jump in, if you are new to the channel and you enjoy or desire a bigger conversation about health, wellness, and weight loss that's a bit more mindful and a bit more soulful, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and to hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. So before I jump into the details of the mindset shift, I want to share a little bit of background just to give you guys a little bit of context. Now, when I was very young, I was always very drawn to and very interested in health and fitness and wellness. I remember watching like bodybuilding competitions on TV or the gladiators or any type of athletics. I was really interested and drawn to that world. And then as I got a little bit older, but still very young, I would say about 5th grade, I really started to consume a lot of information about dieting. And when I say consume, I don't mean like going out and looking for books. I mean, I was noticing it in the magazines. I was seeing it on the television. My mom was a dieter. And I remember the very first time that I had a Slim Fast shake because my mom was doing the Slim Fast diet where you would have a shake for breakfast, a shake for lunch, and a reasonable dinner. And I remember doing that with her, or trying to do that. You know, when you're in the 5th grade, you maybe do it for like a day or two. But thinking that that was what I was supposed to be doing. So it was almost as though my interest in health and fitness and wellness started to get very weaved together with dieting and a diet mentality. And I would say from the 5th grade forward for many years, I was constantly on and off of different diets to the point where I really did begin to struggle with my weight because I really began to struggle with my relationship with food. Then after going to college where I studied psychology, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And so I began to pursue studying fitness and nutrition and eventually the mind-body connection and all of the different pieces. And what I found was, even though I really had a deep understanding of the science of health and nutrition, I still struggled with applying a lot of these tools to my life. And while my relationship with food and weight had gotten much better gradually throughout those years, I still was in a bit of a struggle with it. I never quite felt like I had arrived or I was able to reach the goals that I was trying to reach. And at this point in my life, I was a fitness trainer and I was even doing some coaching one-on-one. So I was able to work with people and help people, but I still felt a little bit stuck in my own life and with really making the progress that I wanted to make. Because much like yourself, I'm sure many of us can relate. Often what we're looking for is a feel state, right? We don't just want the physical goals or the weight goals. We also want to feel better about it. We want to have a sense of ease and relaxation with the whole journey. I know so many people, and I was there myself, where you work towards health or weight goals and you achieve them from a bit of a stressed energetic state. And so even though you've achieved the thing you say you want to achieve, you don't actually feel that much better. And so I kind of felt like that was the realm that I was always working within. And then the shift came. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. Now, my shift came by what I'm going to say was default. Meaning, it wasn't like I learned this profound thought or idea or a bit of information and began to consciously practice it in my life. What happened for me was I became pregnant with my first child. This is my daughter, who's now 14 years old. And when I became pregnant with her, it was truly the first time in my life where I felt like I had permission to be in the body that I was in and that I didn't need to change how my body looked. Okay, so this is actually something to just investigate for yourself. Oftentimes we have these health or wellness goals, but we're really hanging them on the unspoken desire to lose weight or to shift the way our bodies look, right? And if we're not clear on that, you feel like you're constantly chasing your tail. And so for me, what was happening, there was always this quiet little piece in the background where I was trying to change how I looked, which meant I was always still trying to manipulate my food, trying to follow specific type of eating patterns or diets or nutritional styles. And what I wasn't doing was checking in with myself and my body and with what worked for me. And because I was pregnant and I wasn't trying to change how my body looked, the conversation shifted inside my mind. Instead of thinking, what do I need to do, or what should I do, or how am I supposed to do this? And when I say this, I mean eat, right? What nutritional approach should I be doing? I started to think, how can I take really great care of myself? How can I do what is going to feel the best for me today? So one of these approaches is really driven in trying to change and fix yourself. And that's what I was doing kind of unconsciously, but that's what was driving my actions. And the other approach is trying to show up for yourself where you are in the moment and learn how to take really good care of yourself, right? It's meeting yourself where you are and noticing what's the right decision for me today, what feels good for me today. And while you certainly can do this with guidelines and using, maybe nutritional approaches that you find yourself drawn to, it's very different than using them like they are the rules in the rule book, and anytime you step outside, you are doing it wrong. Right? So what I really want you to see is that shift in my mind was driven by trying to change myself or to fix myself, thinking that if I lost the weight or if I got in the physicality that I wanted to, or if I ate a certain way, that on the other side, I was going to feel better. But my experience was when I would get to the other side, I did not feel better, right? Because it was always being driven by something that lived out there. But the only real change that we can make or create is in the present moment. And so when I started to meet myself in the present moment and say, hey, what do you need right now? What would feel good right now? How can I care for you, nourish you, love you, take care of you right now? I started to feel better, and I started to really drop the struggle. I started to drop that constant inner conflict that I had with my food and my body and my weight. And it literally just felt like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. And interestingly enough, I didn't really understand what was happening until later on when I reflected back and thought to myself, what changed? What actually changed when I was pregnant that made my relationship with my food and my body and ultimately myself feel so much better? It felt like ease. It didn't feel tight and like controlling. It felt a lot more natural, if you will. And so I want to share this with you today, not to tell you, hey, get pregnant and perhaps you can have the same experience, but to tell you that how we approach our health, wellness, and or weight goals really can make or break our ability to do what we ultimately want to do, which is to feel better. If we are constantly trying to reach our goals by telling ourselves who we are and what we're doing in the present moment isn't right and isn't good or isn't right enough or isn't good enough, and that is what's driving us, we're just going to continue to strengthen that thought process. We're just going to continue to strengthen that belief system. But if you can meet yourself where you are in the moment and say, hey, here's where we are, and what do I need to take care of myself today? What would feel better for me today? What decision do I feel ready for today? What would feel like love? What would feel like nourishment? Well, in the present moment, we are offering such a state of loving energy, of supportive energy, of really being in relationship with ourselves, that's what we are watering and that's what we are developing. And you will find for yourself, just like I know I notice in my life, is the better you feel, the easier it becomes to make decisions that support feeling good. The better you feel, the easier it is to make decisions that support feeling good. So right now, if you are finding that your goals with health or wellness or weight loss are creating stress for you or creating a lot of negative emotion for you, I want you to step back and notice, what are you telling yourself you're supposed to do? What are you telling yourself that you should do? Because this is usually what's happening. We're telling ourselves that there's one way to do it and that we should be doing it a specific way. And then when we're not able to live into that, it starts to create a lot of stress and a lot of negative emotion. Okay, so I want you to notice if that's happening for you. And if it is, I want you to shift gears and to meet yourself where you are, not where you think you should be, but where you are, and ask yourself, what do I believe, what do I know would help me to feel good today? What do I need today? What would feel like nourishment? What would feel like love? What type of foods am I wanting or needing today? What type of movement am I wanting or needing today? What type of conversations am I wanting or needing today? What type of information do I want to listen to today, right? Meet yourself where you are and honor what is there. Honor what comes up for you. Because it's almost like, I like the concept of thinking, follow the breadcrumbs. Follow the breadcrumbs. It's the little things every single day, when done consistently, that will create change over time. Right? Transformation, change is a decision. It happens in each decision in the present moment. It is not a destination. It doesn't live outside of us or on the other side of our weight or our goals, etc. So we have to come to the present moment and be able to meet ourselves where we are, even if you don't love where you are, right? You have to just, that's where you are. So we have to be willing to accept it and then say, what do I need today? Because when we feel better, we feel better. And that's what starts to begin to build momentum. When you can meet yourself where you are, honor where you are, and start to take actions that align with your needs today in a way that you're ready to do, not that you're supposed to do, but that you're actually ready to do, then you start to feel a little bit better. And better feels better, and that begins to build momentum. And I will be completely transparent. 14 years later, my daughter is fully grown. Sometimes even myself, I can fall back into old patterns, right? And it's always a practice of meeting myself where I am and practicing the exact same tools that I'm sharing with you today. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, questions, experiences, aha moments, I would love for you to share them down in the comment section below. And I really appreciate you watching. I will see you back here next time with some more food for thought.